Good evening. We are live in the den on the campus of Beechwood High School in Fort Mitchell, Kentucky, where we will be bringing you live play-by-play coverage of tonight's 9th Region All-A Classic semifinal matchup between your red-hot 4-0 undefeated Beechwood Tigers, led by Coach Eric Getz, and the 3-1 St. Henry Crusaders, led by longtime coach, one of the godfathers of coaching in the state of Kentucky, David Faust. I am Mike Murphy. My partner tonight is none other than the Councilman Greg Polgears. Our producer is Katie Murphy, and we are the Beechwood Sports Radio Network. Greg, January 18th last year, the Beechwood Tigers suffered one of the more heartbreaking defeats in recent years, losing a hard-fought battle to the St. Henry Crusaders 49-46 in the finals of the 2020 9th Region All-A Classic. In that game, the Tigers were led by junior Scotty Drough's game-high 28 points. Beechwood fought valiantly, but in the end were unable to overcome the Crusaders and their superstar guard, Wyatt Veith, who scored only 13 points but willed St. Henry to the win with a fantastic fourth-quarter effort. The Crusaders, behind Veith and Jude Bessler and their very talented crew of then juniors, now seniors, went on to win the All-A Kentucky All-A State Classic, defeating Frankfort 57-50 to capture the school's second All-A Class All-A title. If you ask Coach Getz, I think he would allow that was one of the hardest losses he's suffered in recent years. Greg, this is most assuredly a game that Coach Getz and his staff have been looking forward to for quite some time.
No doubt, Mike. You know, this team comes in, you know, number one on their list when they've set their season goals. I think you're going to say number one is to beat St. Henry in the All-A. They have revenge on their mind tonight. And quite frankly, Mike, this is a heavyweight battle of two Class A teams in Northern Kentucky.
Clash of the Titans.
And it almost feels weird saying that about two Class A teams. But really, these are right now in history, these are the two heavyweights of the Class A in Northern Kentucky.
Yeah.
The two premier Class A programs in Northern Kentucky. And there's so many, statistically, there's just so many good storylines. I don't even know where to begin, Mike.
Yeah, well, one of the things, I think the first thing is it features two of the top teams that will be fighting for a 9th Region championship to vie for a berth in the Sweet 16 this season. Also, two of the top seniors in the state of Kentucky, Scotty Drought and Wyatt Veith, who've just had sensational careers for both programs, frankly, program changers.
Yes.
The other thing, as you kind of alluded to, just two extremely talented senior-laden rosters both are. This is the game. I mean, this is the biggest game of the year. These guys know that, you know, they're fighting an uphill battle. I mean, not that they're not motivated to go win the 9th Region championship. But Company Catholic is number one. They're the team to beat. This is a huge game for both of these programs, both of these coaches. And I mean, the other thing is Coach Getz and Coach Faust, two of the top coaches in the state.
Absolutely.
They're going to lose all of these seniors.
No doubt about it.
So what does next year and the year after look like for them? So this is a huge game for both programs,
you
Greg.
know, and Mike, last 2 nights ago against Villa, we got to talk about some of the younger upcoming players from Beechwood. You know,
and
the coverage certainly is not bare. But then you look at St. Henry. 12 players on the roster tonight, 10 of them are seniors.
Absolutely.
I don't know how you even replace that. But, you know, real quick, let's talk about your two stars of the game tonight, Veith and Drought. I would, both of them, very similar in the fact that both of them are putting up some of their best stats of their careers. You know, Drought, 62% from the floor this year. That doesn't even compare to his history there. You know, however, where they're Veith is obviously, the man for St. Henry, although they got a great supporting cast there. But both of them, Drought and Veith, are somewhat struggling from the three-point line this year, which is, unusual for both of those players.
Oh, it's going to be a fun matchup to watch. We're going to take a quick break for the national anthem. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We are here at Beechwood High School in the Den. 9th Region All-A Classic semifinals, Beechwood versus St. Henry. Greg, talking the matchup, Veith versus Scotty Stroud,
No doubt.
two of the top seniors in the state of Kentucky. Yeah, that's just going to be a great one to watch. When you start to talk about what the keys of the game are tonight for the Tigers, I mean, I think the one big thing, and I think this is something that I know the coach gets talked to his team about ad nauseum this week, was come out here and be the boss. You are on your home floor. You are seniors. You come out. You deliver a message early. Set the tone. And Greg, if the Tigers can do that, and if they can play the way they've been playing, team basketball, the ball moving, efficient, this will be a very hard game for St. Henry to win.
No doubt, Mike. And I talked about, hey, in the 9th region, your two out of your top 3 players are on the floor tonight, facing one, though. The third one is Sam Vincent over at Highlands. But what's been the difference maker this season, and I wish, Mike, I could get assists off of the state website, but it's been Beechwood's ability to share the basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously
no
teams come to this place, and they're keying on Stroud. Stroud has really – this is from a basketball IQ standpoint, and it's early in the season, but from a basketball IQ standpoint, he has grown so much from last year. He recognizes that when he penetrates, teams are collapsing on him. So he's been able to kick the ball out, and my goodness, when you have Will Doughton shooting 50% from the three-point line, that's tough to stop, Mike.
Tigers averaging almost 9 triples a game, distributing. Scotty Stroud putting up triple-double-like numbers. Again, do what you've been doing, and the Tigers will play in the championship game tomorrow night.
Absolutely.
On the floor to start for the Tigers, Scotty Stroud, Will Rolfe, Cameron Decker, Cameron Herget, and Will Doughton. Greg, take us away, my friend.
So Mr. Football, Cameron Herget, will inbound the ball after Beechwood has won the do we call it the ceremonial coin toss, Mike? I don't know. I'm just not prepared to really coin, pun intended, coin a pun for this quite yet.
Here we go.
So Stroud again comes out running point for Beechwood. He's guarded by Bessler. Herget on left wing. Cam Decker, our do-it-all man, gets it in Stroud in the post against Bessler. Puts on the floor, goes up strong, mini shot fake, but blocked by Ravenscroft. Beechwood comes back up with it.
So early you can see Coach Getz wanting to try to establish Scotty on the post against the Crusaders.
Herget, nice spin move in the
There
paint, goes up strong, puts it up off the glass for two.
Outstanding.
So Beechwood showing man-to-man full court pressure. Shea running point for St. Henry Crusaders. Hands it off to Butler. Ravenscroft gets the ball over to Shea. Shea penetrates, kicks it out. Ravenscroft to Butler. Butler again penetrates, kicks it out. St. Henry being very patient on offense. Shea with the ball, penetrates again. Thought about the shot, kicks it back out instead.
Yeah, I think the last thing that St. Henry and Coach Faust want to do is have this game turn into a track meet. They want to control the tempo here.
Tigers love the Tigers bench loves the man-to-man defense. Veith well guarded, drops it off to Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft misses the shot in the paint. Doughton running the break. Finds Cam Decker streaking. Oh, just off the glass. Basket is no good.
That was a great pass. Almost dropped it in, but just barely rimmed out.
No doubt. So Shea again looking to penetrate. No good. Excellent defense by Rolfe. Comes up with the rebound. Gets it out to Doughton. Doughton in the paint. Euro step. Kicks it out to Decker.
Well, that's big,
Decker
right.
for three. Mike Decker, we've talked about Decker a little bit. Struggles. Been a little bit inconsistent outside. Good to see him knock down that three.
Absolutely. If he's hitting threes from outside, it makes this even more dangerous, Greg.
Ravenscroft possibly traveled, kicks it out to Shea. Shea with a little bit of an off-balance runner in the paint. And it's good off the glass.
How good has Corey Shea been over the years in games
good.
we've broadcasted? Always makes shots.
Stroud again running point for the Tigers. Gets over to Decker. Decker to Herget. Herget to Stroud on the left wing. Stroud back to Rolfe. He likes that open look three. No good. Rebound by Veith. Comes out of his hands. But Bessler comes up with it. Bessler, the man, as far as doing the dirty work for St. Henry. He's the guy the Tigers have to keep an eye on. Bessler gets the ball in the paint. Goes spin move Herget. No good. Air ball. Rebounded by Will Doughton. Will Doughton looked to push the tempo through the legs. penetrates, brings it back out, decides to reset the offense. Uses a screen from Dowd. Runner blocked by Bessler. Shea comes up with it. He penetrates, kicks out to Veith. Veith, air ball. However, number 23, Ryan Butler, is there for the putback.
Yeah, and that's something we got to be we can't let something like that happen.
Veith, again, an outstanding shooter, Mike, but he struggled from the three-point line, I believe, 27% for the year so far.
Both teams not shooting the ball real well right now, but right now we're seeing Beechwood get beat in effort.
Absolutely. So Veith comes up the rebound. Excellent pass for the easy two for St. Henry. 6-5. St. Henry taking their first lead. Dowd running the point, guarded by Bessler. Kicks out to Herget. Herget pulls for three. Hard off the rim. Rebounded by Bessler. Gets it to Shea. Beechwood again showing man-to-man defense. Shea guarded by Rolfe. He penetrates. Kicks out to Ravenscraft. Now Beechwood, I'm corrected. Beechwood going, looks like 2-3 zone, Mike. Am I right? No, man-to-man.
Oh, yep.
The excellent help side defense is what throws me off sometimes.
Good recovery.
Great cut by Butler. Ravenscraft with a beautiful pass, but it's no good. Downton comes up with it. He drops off to Herget. Herget loses the ball. Ravenscraft comes up with it. Gets it to Shea. Shea to Bessler. Bessler pulls for three. He can hit that. No good. Downton keep it alive. St. Henry comes up with it. Butler resets the offense, gets it to Shea.
One of the other keys here is to winning this game was not letting St. Henry come in here and start dropping shots quickly. They are very vulnerable to poor shooting nights. So right now we're seeing they're not really hitting shots, and that's a good thing for the Tigers. We just need to turn it on.
Veith with a beautiful fadeaway. Does not fall. Tigers pull it. Push the pace. Downton knocks down a three. Again, 50% shooter from behind the arc this year. He's unconscious from the three-point line, Mike.
He's really elevated that part of his game. Already a very, very talented, multi-tool basketball player, but that has got his three-point range has just gotten so much better. And Greg, what about the bench celebrations? That the bench mob, as they call it, is just really helping this team thrive.
Absolutely. Bessler gets the ball in the paint. Tough shot over Herget. He knocks it down. Tie game. 2 minutes, 55 seconds to go in this first quarter. Downton setting up the offense. Finds Herget on the right wing. Herget gets a drive to the free throw line. Guarded by Veith now. Gets over to Rolfe on the left wing. Rolfe looking at Decker in the post. Goes to Dowd. Dowd thought about the long three. Puts on the ground. Veith called for the reach in.
Okay, so now we get to another key of the game. When you're playing a game against an elite team, when you're playing against a team ranked in the top 10 in the state of Kentucky, like St. Henry is, St. Henry currently ranked 8th in the state by the Louisville Courier-Journal, you have to get to the line, you have to draw contact, you have to be able to get to the line, knock down free throws. So getting the foul count up on St. Henry is going to be a big key to this as well.
No doubt. And Coach Getz relishes that matchup when Veith is guarding Dowd, because that's where the fouls are going to come on Veith. Get him into foul trouble, and that's a huge advantage to Beechwood.
Sophomore sensation Cameron Boyd checking in for Coach Getz. Boyd been a very nice contributor early this season for Coach Getz and the Tigers.
So Shea again running point. Gets it in the post. Shot is up, Mike. My goodness, who is 34?
I think that was that Cody Teaton that shot that?
Okay, well, that would explain it. It looks like Teaton. I have him as 42 on my roster, but we'll go with 34 there.
Yes. Again, Teaton, a very efficient shooter around the post. When he's missing shots, it's kind of surprising. So,
absolutely.
Again, Tigers need to take advantage of this lull that St. Henry has. They're not really hitting shots.
So, Veith in the post, guarded by Downton.
There we go.
Downton again. His defensive prowess has been off the charts this year. Great D by Downton, missed shot. Tigers push it, get into Decker. Decker to Dowd. Dowd penetrates. Great spin move. Goes up strong. A lot of contact. No call, but the basket's good.
Surprised by no call there, but what an athletic move by Scotty Dowd to put the Tigers up 10-8. Again, capitalize on St. Henry missing shots and losing the ball.
There's Teaton again in the post. He goes up strong. Nice soft shot. No good. Rebound by Dowd.
There we go.
Much like the Tigers, Teaton's a guy that probably would start for a lot of teams.
Absolutely.
With this depth, he's coming off the bench.
He is a really solid player. It was key to the win against Highlands last week. The Crusaders upset Highlands 82-80. Teaton stole an inbounds pass, put it in with 1 second remaining to seal the win. Teaton, an excellent player.
Downton again. His defense causing havoc. Gets a hand the ball out of bounds. St. Henry will take the ball out of bounds underneath their own basket with 1:07 to go. A little bit of a low-scoring affair, Mike, compared to what we're used to out of the Tigers.
Which again underscores
but not
the
surprising.
Yeah, which again underscores the importance of making sure that when St. Henry misses, that we're putting points on the board.
Absolutely. So 10-8, first quarter, 1:07 to go. Veith inbounds.
Gabe Ryan checking in his first action. Again, Gabe Ryan, a very talented young man, number seven off the bench or second player off the bench, number 7 on the depth chart for Coach Faust, and he's good. He's really good. He can knock down shots.
So Veith run the point. Tigers now are showing zone, 3-2. And again, Doughton with the steal, gets a hand on it, 45 seconds to go. Stroud with the ball, 10-8. Let's see if the Tigers hold for the final shot, Mike. It's been a little bit of a, St. Henry really has controlled the tempo, I would say, at this point in game. So Tigers, 30 seconds to go. Tigers may be very content with the lead, holding it for one shot to go in this first period.
And you're right, they have controlled the tempo, but the Tigers have not allowed themselves to fall behind.
No doubt.
Being not in control. Now in the second quarter, I think what Coach Getz is going to try to do is to regain control of that tempo and get this game moving a little bit, which gives the Tigers a massive advantage.
So Ty Evanston, he has the ball, gets it to Stroud, 10 seconds to go. Stroud using the screen by Doughton. Goes left, almost loses it, gets it back, goes up strong. A lot of contact again. No call. Teton with the rebound. Teton travels, so 0.9 seconds to go, Mike.
That'll give us a chance to put something on the board to end the quarter, which would be huge momentum-wise in a game like this. Cameron.
Absolutely, Mike. We've talked about this before. So many coaches, I think, have become content just getting the ball in on an out-of-bounds play.
Right.
Not so much Coach Getz. That's been a lost art. Let's see what he dials up here on an out-of-bounds play. There it is, lob to Doughton. Does not come up with it, knocked away.
Well, not all in all, not bad. 10-8 Tigers lead after the first quarter. We saw some good things. We saw some things that I'm sure Coach Getz is going to talk to the boys about to kind of sharpen their pencil, so to speak, in the second quarter. But hey, we're looking good so far.
No doubt, you got to be happy about this. It's been a physical game by both teams. And the refs are letting them play, which, as you and I talk about, I'm all for that. I think whenever they call it too tightly, that takes kids out of their game. You lose momentum. So I'm glad to see the officials letting them play in this heavyweight matchup. But, Mike, you got to feel like Beechwood, again, not only the loss last year, but thank you, Courier-Journal, for possibly coming out with a little bit of bulletin board material
absolutely.
today. Covcath, no surprise, they weigh in at number 1 in the state.
St. Henry 8,
St.
Highlands
Henry
9.
8. I believe Lexington Catholic, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong. I think they were 3, which St. Henry only lost to Lexington Catholic by 2, I believe, if I'm correct there.
80-78.
But I didn't necessarily expect Beechwood to be ranked in the top 10. But, man, to not be mentioned in the honorable mention of the state rankings,
it was kind of surprising.
It was. It really was. So,
all right.
We'll see how we go, Mike. Go ahead.
All right, second quarter. Crusaders will start. Corey Shea with the ball. He sets the Crusader offense. Dribbles towards the left. Gets a screen from Teton. Hands it off to Gabe Ryan, who shoots from the right wing. He buries a 3.
Knocked it down.
And there, exactly what I said. Gabe Ryan, number 7 on the depth chart, he just comes in and buries a 3 to give Crusaders an 11-10 lead. Downton, top of the key. Defended by Shea. That is a mismatch. He kicks it over to Cameron Boyd, left corner. Boyd misses the 3. Shea with the rebound.
St. Henry, Mike, only a 28% shooting team this season. Again, we've talked about that. They're a good shooting team. They've just struggled for whatever reason. That's Ryan's first 3 of the year. Well, 0 for 5 to this point.
Yeah.
But he's a good shooter, no doubt about it.
That's right. And I think that's that, and we talked about that, if St. Henry's not shooting, they are very vulnerable to getting beat. But you can't – here's the thing. When they're not shooting, you can't beat yourself. And that's what Coach Getz, I'm sure, was telling them. Cameron Herget, left corner, dribbles between his legs, defended by V. There's a matchup with 2 Northern Kentucky's finest seniors right there. Mr. Football versus one of the best players in the state basketball-wise. Herget gets it to Stroud, top of the key. Stroud over to Downton, left wing. Downton over to Cameron Boyd, top of the key. Boyd dribbles to his right, gives it to Decker. Decker fires and buries another 3. Outstanding.
Mike, you got to love that.
2
for 2.
Yes.
And let's be honest, that was not a wide-open jumper.
No.
He was slightly contested, so it's great to see him pulling with that confidence right now.
Yes. Bessler into Teton. Teton turns, puts it in. Cameron Herget with great defense, but Teton, big, strong, polished on the post and
Mike,
put it in.
Teton's a load. He's a load in the low post. It's tough to guard that.
Listen, he's a great player.
Absolutely.
I mean, that was good defense by Hergs there.
For as good as Teton is, he's got a very nice, soft touch around the basket.
All right, Scotty Drought, defended by Bessler. Drought dribbles, left wing, stops, pops, elbow, misses a jumper, rebound by Scotty. Scotty in traffic, puts a shot up, draws the foul. And again, talked about it. This is going to be key to this game, especially now that it looks like it's going to be in the lower scoring range. Scotty's going to go to the line. And we've seen, this year, Scotty hasn't quite gotten the free throw situation under control yet. Hopefully tonight we'll start to see him dropping more of those free throws. First free throw is up and hits him.
Now, as we've talked a lot about, with Coach Getz, there's not too many players in this region, Mike, that can guard Drought off the dribble, getting in the paint.
Right.
He's got that skill and that ability that he's either going to score or get fouled. I'd like to see, Scotty with a little bit of a double pump there to avoid the contact on the initial shot.
Right.
I'd like to see him absorb that contact and get the foul call rather than shine away from it a little bit.
Second free throw good by Scotty, 15-13 Tigers. Full court press look here. Shea gets it across the timeline over to Ryan Butler, the long-range bomber, defended by Downton. Gets it over to Ryan, left corner. Back to Butler. Butler, Euro-step drive. He misses. Rebound by Scotty. Scotty bringing it up the floor across the timeline. Kicks it over to Herget, right wing. Herget drives, free throw line, and they're going to call a charge.
Mike!
Coach Getz absolutely stunned by the call. Not 99% of the time when Coach Getz gets this upset, he is 1,000% right.
Yeah, Mike, you know what? Herget, did he lower his shoulder? Absolutely. But Vitha's moving with him.
Right.
He's not set. You can't make that call. That's a blocking call all day, every day. But, Mike, that's our favorite official, Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey making an appearance, fresh in from Los Angeles. Ryan Butler with the runner, no good. Fight for the rebound. Drought comes up with it down the court. Here could it be showtime?
Beautiful.
Will
Beautiful.
puts it up and in. Great pass right there by Scotty Drought. Will Downton, an outstanding ball handler, puts it up and in. 17-13, 5:26 remaining. Wyatt Veith puts it up. He misses another shot. Will Downton with the rebound.
Kevin Spacey's right there. He's got to make that call.
Downton kicks it out to Cameron Decker. 2 threes already. He misses. Teton with the rebound. He gets it to Shea. Down the floor, Wyatt Veith, right wing. He fires a long range. He hits this one. 17-16 Tigers lead. 5:05 remaining in the half. Scotty bringing up the floor for the Tigers. Okay, we can't let him get going, Greg.
No, he is. Mike, correct me if I'm wrong. That may be his first bucket of the evening.
It is. Downton hits a three.
Downton
and
2
again,
for 2. Again.
Yes. Go ahead, Greg.
No, again, comes this game shooting 50% from the three-point line. Unconscious.
So dangerous from three-point line. Veith drives, and they're going to call a charge.
Excellent
on
job by
Veith.
Scotty Drought. Now, Mike, that's a charge.
Yeah.
Drought was set, absorbed the contact, did not move.
Kevin Spacey transcendent in American Beauty with a great call right there. And let me tell you something, folks. I'm not sure if you can see this from the camera, but the Beechwood bench, the bench mob, as it's been coined,
gotta love them,
going
Mike.
crazy. And you can tell that these young men on the floor are thriving off of that.
This
Love
team
it.
chemistry is just amazing.
Absolutely. 2016, 4:38 remaining in the half. Scotty running the point, bringing it down the floor, defended by Jude Bessler, one of the best defenders in the 9th region. Scotty, top of the key, drives, left elbow, loses, slips a little. Because of the slip, he turns it over. Steal by the Crusaders. And there, Bessler. Crusaders with the turnover. Rolf comes up with the steal. He gets it to Scotty. Scotty down to Will, left wing. Thought about a three, thinks better of it, gets it back to Scotty.
Nice
cross court to Hergs. He fires from three.
Hits
it. Another three for Beechwood. 23-16 lead. Tigers on fire. In the first half, 5 3-pointers, and that's how you take control of a game. That's how you, as Coach Getz has said all week long, that's how you be the boss. That's how you send a message. Set the tone. Great job right there, Cameron Herget with the second quarter dagger.
No doubt, Mike.
Great stuff.
We've
Great
talked
stuff.
about this ad nauseum. This Tigers team is best when they share the basketball, and they've done
Without
exactly that tonight. But you know what? Give credit on the defensive end. These guys are playing hard-nosed defense, and I can't say enough about Will Downton on the defensive end. He's
long. All over the place.
He is so long. His energy level is so high. He's wreaking havoc down there. I love it. And he has drawn the assignment to guard Veith. And Mike, what's Veith have at this point? 4 minutes ago, I believe 2 points. So excellent job by Will Downton.
All right, a name that we've not heard much with the Crusaders, but a very talented young man, Camden Fetters. He gets it over to Reed Ravenscraft, right wing. Ravenscraft drives,
nice
spins. Great defense by Scotty. Ravenscraft puts it up and in. 2 points, 23-18, 3:49 remaining.
Ravenscraft is the equivalent of Beechwood's Cam Decker. He's that
Yeah.
guy that just will do whatever just asks of the team. Quite frankly, a lot of people forget about him, but a talented player.
Downton over to Drought, right wing. Back to Cam Herget, over to Downton, left wing. Downton defended by Butler. Gets
There
it over
it
to Cam
is.
Decker, top of the key, fires.
Got it!
Gets it, another three. 3-pointers, 9 points in the first quarter for Cameron Decker.
This
First
Tigers
half.
team, Mike, has come in unbelievably focused. They're playing excellent basketball.
Crusaders, Fetters gets it over to Ravenscraft, top of the key. Ravenscraft back to Fetters. Fetters dribbles towards the left wing, backs it out, gets it over into the corner, and that's McNamara who puts it up and in. Actually, that was Fetters who put it up and in.
Good
That's
defense, but
26-20.
the help side rotation was a little bit late on that possession.
Yeah. Scotty bringing it up the floor. 3 minutes remaining in the half. Scotty drives, runner, loses the
That's
ball,
a
goes
reach!
out of bounds.
Come on.
Oh, wow.
Mike, that
Man,
is a
tough
reach
call.
all
Tough
day
call right
long
there.
on Bessler.
Tough call. Can you imagine how dangerous this team is going to be if it can hit 10-point 3-pointers a
No
game?
doubt.
Goodness.
No doubt.
And it looks like okay, here we go. Crusaders will inbound. Cameron Fetters bring it up the floor for the Crew. Fetters defended by Brady Moore, who's just
Great
checked in for
defense
his
by
first
Moore.
action. He gets it over to Bessler, top of the key. Bessler over to Ravenscraft, into Fetters at left corner, back to Bessler, left wing. Bessler drives, spins, puts up, blocked. Oh, they're going to call a foul right there, man. You know, we are as we love our officials, especially Kevin Spacey. But goodness, Greg, what do you think
Now,
there?
Mike, I'm not
Throw
real
some knowledge
sure.
at me.
I know. Mike, I don't agree with that call. Will Downton was not called for the foul. He had a clean block there. I believe, Mike, help me out. I think they called it on Brady Moore, which
Yeah, I
Brady
think they
Moore
did, yeah.
seemed to be set and seemed to be straight up, although I do not have the best angle. You know, I just don't – I don't know how you let Bessler swipe at the ball on the
I know,
offensive
that's
end and then come around and make
exactly.
that same call down here. It's
Bessler's
inconsistent.
Bessler's first free throw is good. Second free throw also is good, 26-22. The Crew, an excellent free throw shooting team,
Yes.
shooting 73% on the season. Downton bringing it down the floor, top of the key, defended by Ryan Butler. Downton over to Scotty, left wing. Scotty to Ty Evanston, over to Will. Will drives, spins, puts up a jumper, misses, fight for the rebound, and Butler comes up with it. He's harassed.
Great job by Will
bats it
Downton,
away.
staying with it.
Scotty comes up with it. Scotty, top of the key. Scotty looking, fires or gives it to Will. Will misses a long three and a rebound. Rebound right there by Brandon McNamara. He gets it over to Ravenscraft. Ravenscraft gets it down the floor.
Oh,
Almost stolen by
Rolfe
Will
almost with
Rolfe.
it.
Ryan Butler driving.
That's a charge.
Puts up a shot,
And there
misses
it is. Good
and
call.
a charge is called. And that is exactly what that call should have been. So right there, St. Henry didn't capitalize on a turnover. And in the first half, 26-22, one of the main reasons why is because St. Henry is not capitalizing. Beechwood is on
No
these
doubt.
situations.
Give credit to Beechwood's defense, Mike. They are in the face of every
Yeah,
shot.
yeah.
They're taking charges. It's been a very physical game. God, I love watching this type of game.
All right, Herget will inbound. Full court press here by the Crew. He gets it to Scotty. Scotty back to Will Rolfe. Rolfe brings it up the floor as the Crew backs off. Rolfe across the timeline,
A
harassed
little
by
bit of a
McNamara.
hand check there.
Hands
Another
it off
hand
to
check.
Downton, over to Decker, over to Scotty, left wing. Scotty,
There we go.
and they're going to call a foul.
Excellent.
Yeah, and that's going to be called on Corey Shea. Little contact on the baseline with Will Downton. Will battling with Corey down low.
And this is the thing, Mike, again, I'm all for officials letting teams play. I think that's the
Right.
best way for teams to get into the groove. But at the same time, you got to be careful. You can't let that game get away from you. And hopefully that's not what we're seeing right now.
All right, Cam Herget will inbound underneath the Tigers basket. 26-22, 143 remaining here in the first half. 9th Region All-A Classic semifinals. Winner of this game will take on, more than likely, Holy Cross tomorrow night for the championship. Herget
Inbound by
into Downton.
Herget.
Downton, right wing. Downton drives. Oh, and they're going to call a charge on Will.
Again, Mike,
Yeah.
he had his arm up. He did, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, you're going to do that. A ball handler is going to do that when they're being bodied up.
Yeah.
So, look, I mean,
We just
it's
want
inconsistent.
consistency. We just want consistency.
Absolutely.
That's it. Corey Shea brings the ball down for the Crew. Shea, a talented senior point guard, dribbles towards the right wing, bounce pass into Jude Bessler, back out to Shea. He fires, misses, gets his own rebound. Can't have that happen.
Rolfe's
Veith
got to
in the
box out
corner.
there
Great
and hold
defense
his
there.
box instead of releasing.
Great defense by Cameron Decker on Wyatt Veith right here, and the bench mob going crazy because of it. He gets it over to Bessler. Bessler over to Shea, left wing. Shea drives, and he's going to draw contact. I think they're going to call it on Rolf there.
Yeah, good call there by the officials.
Yeah, they'll call it on Will.
Now, Mike, let's take a quick minute to welcome our sponsors this evening.
Hey, listen, first I want to talk about, with so much support from all corners of northern Kentucky and the Fort Mitchell area, but we'll come back to that in a second. Inbound, Bessler drives, baseline,
Nice
puts
take
it up
by
and
Bessler.
in. And
Good,
that's
strong move.
That's a good, strong move right there by a senior. 26-24, Crew cutting the lead to 2. Scotty drives, top of the key. Looking for a screen from Cam.
Nice
fires
find.
inside to Cam Hergut, who fires it back out to Cam Decker, who fires and misses the 3. McNamara comes up with the rebound.
Employing Hergut to shoot the ball there. Unforced turnover.
There we go.
By
Turnover. And again, so we kind of saw this in the first quarter, and we need to see the Tigers kind of turn it around here.
Yes.
You have to start taking advantage of these turnovers. The Crew are sprinkling them throughout this first half. More often than not, the Tigers have taken advantage, which is why we're up by 2, but we can't stop taking advantage of that. 44 seconds to go, 26-24. Scotty bringing up the ball for the Tigers in the lead. Scotty defended by Jude Bessler. Great matchup right here. Scotty over to Cam Decker. 31 seconds. Tigers will try to retain this to get the last shot.
Jude Bessler, one of those players that I think if you're not St. Henry, you don't like him. But, man, if he plays for your team,
man, what a player.
You want to root for him so much because he is so high energy, so physical, does the dirty work. He's that guy every team needs to win.
Definitely. Downton gets it to Scotty. Scotty dribbles to his left, hands it off to Boyd. Boyd drives. Bounce pass, nice bounce pass into Decker, but it's stolen by Ryan Butler. His desperation shot, no good, and that will do it for the first half of action here in Beechwood High School at the Den. Tigers lead 26-24, semifinals, 9th Region All-A Classic. Again, Greg, the winner will advance to the championship game tomorrow night at Newport Central Catholic to play, more than likely, Holy Cross, who will play Heritage tonight, a massive mismatch right there.
No
So, big stakes here tonight. And, listen, again, we lost a little bit of a mojo, momentum we had there at the end of the second quarter, but really nice performance there by by Beechwood against an elite team. And again, I think the big thing is they are sending a message to this St. Henry team. They're not going to come in here and knock us off without a fight.
No doubt. And what's kind of cool about both these teams is, you know what, these players know each other. They play against each other in the summertime. There is undoubtedly a mutual respect between the two programs. St. Henry is not coming in here tonight saying, hey, we're ranked 8th in the state. We're going to walk over these Tigers. Not at all. Both teams know what the stakes are. And you know what? It's not quite the offensive explosion we expected. And that's because both teams have played hard-nosed, gritty defense. It's been so physical. It's been fun to watch, Mike, for a low-scoring game.
So, and they have, and St. Henry kind of established a tempo early, but we've also seen some kind of sloppy runs by both teams, missing shots. So, it really an interesting first half. It's going to be a great second half. We do want to kind of rewind a bit and finish our acknowledgement of some of our biggest supporters. So many, Greg, from all corners of Northern Kentucky and Fort Mitchell. But big shout out to our friends at Bleachers. Sweet Lou with the finest Beechwood jacket in all of Tiger Nation.
You gotta love Sweet Lou. So.
Our friend Julie, who, one of the sweetest young ladies in Northern Kentucky,
no doubt,
and a huge Tiger supporter and fan. And how could we not mention our guy, the one and only BB?
No doubt. We'd be remiss.
Also, in the pantheon of Beechwood Tiger supporters, he is right up there with the best of them.
No doubt.
Sweet Lou, Julie, BB, we love you guys. Thanks for streaming tonight. And who else are we going to talk about tonight, Craig?
We got another great independently small business-owned Fort Mitchell establishment.
Love that.
The Saddle Club is sponsoring us this evening, so thank you all for joined at the Saddle Club tonight to tune in for a great game.
Hey, and folks out there, support these businesses, especially in this climate and these times. Those are Two of the most supportive, of many businesses out there that love their Beechwood Tigers.
Mike, did I hear the first drinks on the house with the Tigers win tonight?
There
at both
may have been
establishments?
some mention of that. Yeah, I think there may have been some mention of that.
Let us confirm that. Let's get back with the official word on that. But that may be the case.
Katie's working on that. So taking a look at the stat sheet here, Greg, what jumps out at you? Let's run through these numbers.
Here's what jumps out to me first and foremost. St. Henry and Beechwood are both known for their excellent ball handling. They do not turn the ball over, right? This shows you what a hard-nosed physical game this has been. St. Henry, 3 assists, 7 turnovers. Your Beechwood Tigers, 7 assists, 9 turnovers. You don't see that out of either club. So this has been a battle in the first half, Mike.
Absolutely. Scoring numbers for the Tigers. Cameron Decker leads the Tigers with 9 points on 3 triples, 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. Cameron Decker, how big has he been?
He's been huge tonight.
We talk about we're seeing this iteration of the Tigers being, if somebody's not hitting, the next man up is going to hit.
Sure.
So Cameron Decker with a huge first half. Will Doughton, who just looks motivated to get back to McBrayer Arena for the State All-A Classic, he's had a great first half with 8 points. And Cameron Herget with 5 points. Scotty Droud with 4 points, 1 of 6 shooting. Scotty, he's just getting a lot of attention right now. I think we'll see that change here in the second half in terms of his point production. But, the great thing for Scotty, again, we're talking about he's got 6 rebounds and 4 assists.
Yeah.
So, even though he's not putting the ball in the bucket right now, he is distributing. He is a presence underneath. So, just a nice first half by him as well, even though the points aren't there. Tigers shooting 39% in the first half from the field, including a crucial 6 of 13 from beyond the arc for 46%. Only 2 free throws, 2 for 2. Those free throws by Scotty Droud. So nice to see that. Rebounding numbers, Tigers trailing St. Henry 16-13, so that will need to change. The Crusaders led in scoring in the first half by Jude Bessler, who had 6 points, Reed Ravenscraft with 4 points, Gabe Ryan and Wyatt Veith with 3 points. So a great defensive job there by the Tigers on Wyatt Veith, only with 3 points. Veith comes into tonight averaging, I believe, 26 points a game. Yeah. So that is not something that's easy to do, to hold that young man to only 3 points.
No doubt. That's if you're the Tigers, you got to be happy with your defensive game plan right now. Now, with that being said, Mike, it'll be interesting to see what type of defensive adjustments that the coaches make at halftime.
Right.
Because, St. Henry's shooting 33% from three-point land, which is fine. That's normal. That's average. But they've only shot 6. They're 2 of 6.
Yeah.
So is Beechwood going to say, hey, maybe we pack it in? Maybe we pack it in the second half and see what they can do from the outside?
And honestly, I think that's exactly what they're going to do, because Newcastle on Wednesday night in the opening round game of the All-A Classic, they pushed St. Henry. It was 27-24 at halftime. It ended up 54-42 St. Henry win. But the reason why Newcastle was able to push was because St. Henry only hit 1 of 17 three-pointers, 5%. So as we talked about, they're just vulnerable if they're not hitting. So, finishing up scoring numbers for St. Henry, Corey Shea with 2, Ryan Butler with 2, Cody Teaton with 2, and Camden Fetters with 2 as well. 40% from the field for the Crusaders in the first half, as you mentioned, 2 of 6 from beyond the arc at 33%. And they have only been at the line twice.
Sure.
2 of 2 from the charity stripe. Jude Bessler knocked down both of those. So, we knew this was going to be a battle. We knew it was going to be a fight, and it was exactly that in the first half.
Yeah, Mike, it's going to be interesting to see how St. Henry comes out and plays the second half, because, I think it was evident coming into this game that they said, hey, we're not going to give up the penetration. Make the Tigers beat us from the three-point line. Well, the Tigers are 6 of 13 from the three-point line for 46%. So if your coach gets, you're going to say, hey, you know what? We'll live or die from the three-point line the second half if they don't adjust.
Definitely.
But if they do, you're thrilled to death, because that's going to open up the driving lanes at that point if they're going to come out and pressure you from the outside.
Definitely. Greg, in Coach Hetz's tenure here since 2012, 2013, 14, Coach Hetz has battled Coach Faust and the Crusaders 9 times. What do you think the all-time series is, if you had to guess?
I got to think it's right around 50%, but I have no idea.
Well,
it's got to be an
very
evenly matched
good.
series.
Very good. Beechwood leads the 9-game series 5-4
There you go.
You know, in the recent iterations of this, Beechwood has dominated, winning 5 of the last 6. The only loss being last year's All-A 9th Region All-A Classic Final, 49-46 that St. Henry won. So interesting just to kind of look at the numbers. In those, Scotty Drought has played in 6 games against St. Henry, averaged 22 points a game. Wyatt Veith has only played in 5 games against Beechwood, and he's only averaged 12.6. So Beechwood always seems to do a nice job against Veith. But, you know, the thing that makes, you know, Coach Faust and these Crusaders dangerous, he's kind of like we talked about with Beechwood tonight. If Veith isn't hitting, somebody else are.
Both teams have so much depth. They have so many guys who can step up and lead if needed. So and that's what makes these two teams so much fun to watch.
Great.
Who's going to beat you?
Yes, absolutely. So St. Henry, it'll be interesting to see too. Like, their approach is going to be interesting in this half. It'll be interesting to see if they continue with Jude Bessler on Scotty. I think they will.
Mm-hmm. That's been a good matchup.
Yeah,
for St.
it's
Henry,
been really good.
With you.
So it looks like we're going to get started here. It's very weird, a game like this, not seeing a packed house and having the volume that we're used to having.
Mike. It's you know, it's obvious that the players come in focused and they don't think about that, but from a fan experience, man, it's not the same.
It's not. Greg, the St. Henry last season finished with a 25-5 record, their best season since they finished 30-5 in 2002-2003. They were unfortunate last year to draw Cuff Cath in the opening round of the 9th Region Tournament, and they ultimately fell to the Colonels in that game 74-51. This season, they really feel like this is their chance to make a deep run, both in the State All-A Classic, but also at another Sweet 16 berth, which they haven't done since 2003. Right.
So Beechwood has the possession arrow, so they will inbound to start the second half. Rolfe gets the ball, sets up the offense. Finds Drought inside. That's exactly what they want.
Yeah,
goes up strong off the glass.
And as we suspected, you know, Scotty would turn it on in this third quarter.
Butler sets up the offense, gets it over to Shea. Ravenscraft on the wing.
Scotty Drought and Wyatt Veith, 2 of 12 combined in the first half for the game. Interesting right there. 1 of 6, both of them.
Bessler looks to penetrate against Ralph, puts it up soft off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Drought.
Scotty with the rebound.
Drought long pass to Herget.
Herget looking like a wide receiver right there instead of
nice little head fake, goes up strong off the left hand, no good. He fights for the rebound, but it will be off Herget. Crusader ball.
Greg, I want you to closely watch this bench mob. They seem to have some choreographed celebrations and messages to the referees.
I expect nothing less out of them, Mike. I love it. So Veith with the ball, gets over Shea. Shea to the deep corner. To Ravenscraft. Bessler has the ball on the wing. Skip past to Butler. Butler to Shea. Shea finds Ravenscraft in the corner. He pulls, no good. Rebound by Veith. Veith goes up strong. Block!
Great job, Cameron Decker again. What a block right there.
And you know Veith is not used to that. Drought pushes the tempo, finds Rolfe. Rolfe pulls for 3, no good. Veith with the rebound.
Cameron Decker has worked his tail off all season long and in the first couple of weeks of this season. He wants to be a dominant offensive presence inside for the Tigers.
Ravenscraft penetrates. Great defense by Drought. Drought has the ball on offense. He penetrates, puts off the glass. No good. Veith and Decker fight for it. Veith comes up with it. Gets it out to Bessler. Bessler goes up strong. He's fouled hard by Herget. Basket is good. He will go to the line for the and one.
Again, Bessler, you know, kind of the Will Downton for the past couple of years. I equate those two very similar in that they have played behind two legitimate top-end elite superstars, but both Will and Jude Bessler, in any other situation, they're the superstar, right?
No doubt.
You know, so
no doubt.
Jude Bessler, also a player that can take over a game at any time.
Crusaders, an excellent free throw shooting team. Bessler leads the pack, a tick just under 90%. He knocks it down. But Mike, I don't know if you noticed, he shook his wrist after that shot.
I did
you wonder
see that.
if he may have hurt his wrist on that foul. Herget has the ball on the left wing. Reverses to Doughton. Doughton finds Drought in the post. Drought fouled as he goes up strong.
Yeah.
He will go to the line to shoot 2.
So one thing we've seen early in this half, we saw it at the very outset of this contest, Coach Getz wanting to establish Scotty in the
Right.
post and feed the ball into him and let him use his, his physicality that has just
Right.
grown so much over the last couple of seasons. Nice job right there by Scotty.
So a lot of contact from Veith. He didn't like the call, Mike, but as you know, the rule of verticality, if he jumps and goes straight up and down, it's no call.
Right.
He was not straight up and down. He definitely floated in Drought for the contact. First free throw is good by Scotty Drought. 29-27, just a shade over 6 minutes ago in this third period.
Scotty 3 of 3 from the charity stripe in the game so far. That is great to see.
Now Veith, Mike, I am not sure if he's just getting a breather. Do you know Veith's foul situation as he checks out of the game?
Well, I can look at that if I can find my magnifying glass here. I have to get Statman to print this in like 32 font.
COVID-19 again playing.
It's
so hectic not having the stats like we were used to last year. Unable to use the talents of the stat man. So Veith had 2 at the half thanks to program director Katie. So that's his third, Mike. Drought penetrates, kicks it to Downton. Bessler almost with the steal.
He's so good defensively.
He's all over the place. So Rolfe with the ball, gets it over to Decker in the corner. Tigers being patient on offense. Skip pass to Herget. Herget pulls for 3, no good. That is rebounded by Butler. Butler looked to push the pace. He is fouled. I believe they're going to get Cam Decker on that, Mike, with the reach in.
So Cam Herget had an open look, just unable to knock it down again. And we've seen this in years past. Sometimes it just takes Cam a little bit of time after football to get his basketball legs. But once he gets that, once his shot gets going, he is a dangerous offensive weapon. Not quite there yet.
So Bessler with the ball. He finds Ravencrafts inside. Nice little spin up strong over Decker for 2. St. Henry takes their first lead of the second period. Decker penetrates, goes up strong, off the glass, no good, gets his rebound, kicks it out to Decker. Decker pulls from the corner, no good.
Okay,
Ryan comes up with the rebound.
Tigers going a little bit cold from the field right now. 4:57 remaining, St. Henry 31-30.
Shea running point for the Crusaders, gets it over to Butler. Butler handoff back to Shea. Tigers going man-to-man pressure. Bessler with the ball on the wing. He pulls for a contested 3 and knocks it down.
Wow, Cam Decker in his face, and he knocks that down. So St. Henry on a little bit of a run here, Greg. Tigers are going to have to contain this, and right there, Coach Getz calls timeout. 34-30, 4:31 remaining here. Third quarter, 9th Region All-A Classic semifinals. Winner of this game advances to the championship game tomorrow night, likely against Covington Holy Cross. Jacob Meyer, McClendon, Jeremiah Hicks, transfer Blake Robinson, very talented Covington Holy Cross team. Whichever of these two teams advances, and we believe it's going to be Beechwood, it will be a heck of a championship game tomorrow night.
Oh, no doubt.
The winner of that game will advance to the State All-A Classic at the McBrayer Arena on the campus of Eastern Kentucky University, where we will face the winner of the third region. And that game, or that region's All-A Classic finished last night. Owensboro Catholic, they knocked off McLean County 58-33. They are currently in that others receiving votes area in the state ranking. So a very talented Owensboro Catholic team will draw the winner of the 9th Region All-A Classic. So this is crucial. This little 2 to 3 minute run that we've got coming up here, Tigers are going to have to take control of this because, again, this is a team, like all elite teams, St. Henry, they take momentum and they can build. If they can build on it, they can get out in front by 10, double digits quickly.
No doubt. So Tigers lead by 4, or I'm sorry, Tigers down by 4 with 4.5 minutes to go. Drought pulls for 3, blocked by Bessler. Tigers will retain possession as that ball sails out of bounds.
You have to admire the motor and the intensity of Jude Bessler right here. I mean, just really, making a defensive statement tonight.
He leaves it all on the floor, Mike.
And there he is again with the steal.
Bessler with the steal. It goes up to number 15, Gabe Ryan. Circus shot, no good. Cam Decker with the rebound, gets it to Rolfe. Rolfe will bring up the floor, finds Downton. Downton's going to set up the offense, gets it to Drought. Drought penetrates, spin move on Bessler, goes up strong. Kevin Spacey with the call. I believe, Mike, that's probably going to be on the floor. We'll see if it's shooting or not. It appears to be going to the line for 2.
Kevin Spacey, excellent in 7. Really should have been nominated for an Oscar.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it was a good call here. And the St. Henry faithful to my right here, none too pleased about that call right there. But Scotty will head to the line.
First shot is good.
There we go. Scotty knocking him down tonight. 5 for 5 from the line.
And Mike, if you were to extrapolate the time
I like
in
that.
7 in a 2-hour movie of how much screen time he actually had, it's got to be one of the most efficient performances I've ever seen.
A serious heat check. Serious.
Second free throw is no good. St. Henry controls the rebound. Shea brings it up. Gets it to Butler. Butler back to Shea. Shea guard by Boyd. Gets it in the post to Bessler. Guard by Herget. Bessler skip past to Ravenscraft. He pulls for 3. No good. Drought with the rebound. 34-31. Tigers trail by 3. 3.5 to go in this third period. Drought again, guard by Bessler. St. Henry man-to-man defense. Drought says, I'm going right past you. Goes up strong, but the block by Ravenscraft. A lot of body there. A lot of body there. Wait a minute, Mike. I believe that call has been overruled by Kevin Spacey.
He has overruled it.
And I think that's the right call,
in
Mike.
In dramatic fashion, absolutely. I mean,
Ravenscraft was clean up top.
Yes.
But he had that forearm on Droud's waist, so you got to call that foul there. That's a good call.
Yeah, it was a good call. I mean, there's a limit to letting them play. I get, but there's a limit.
Again, clean up top. I don't think most of the fans realize that. Clean up top.
Yes.
But with his left arm, he had the forearm on him. Drought again, 1 for 2 from the line.
34-32, 3:25 remaining here in the third quarter.
Shea running point for the Crusaders. Goes over Butler. Butler to Ravenscraft.
Okay, there we go.
Unforced turnover. Ravenscraft thought his man was there, and instead, he thought he was going for the backdoor cut. Nobody home.
Unforced turnover. Have to take advantage of that. And Coach Yet's getting fired up over there on the sideline. Bench mob as well. On the floor for the Tigers, Decker, Drought, Downton, Cameron Boyd, Cameron Hurriet, Mr. Football.
Drought run point, again guarded by Bessler. Crusaders stick with man-to-man defense. Boyd penetrates, almost traveled, gets it back out to Drought. Drought penetrates, kicks it to Herget. Herget thought about the 3. 2 dribble, pulls up for a long 2.
There we go.
Soft jumper, hits the rim, off the glass, falls. Crusaders picking the pace up. Ryan with the quick 3 knocks it down, 37-34.
That left corner, that looks like Crusaders getting wide open over there, getting great looks in that corner.
Drought had the right side of the floor wide open. I thought he'd penetrate. Instead, sets up the offense, uses a screen from Decker, goes left. Gets it to Decker. Decker pulls for a long 2, way off, rebounded by the Crusaders.
Yeah, just didn't get set the way that he needs to make a shot like that.
Shea run the point, guarded by Cam Decker. Runner shot, not good. Excellent pressure. However, St. Henry comes up the ball. Getting a little bit sloppy right now. Shea pulls for 3. No good. Over the back. No, not called.
Not called, yeah.
Great box out and effort by Boyd. The over the back was there on number 34. Is that Teton, Mike?
That's
I believe
Teton,
it is.
yeah,
Yes, Teton. It was not called.
All right, Beechwood Coach S is going to call a timeout. Quick shout out to our buddy Mike Nienaber in D.C. He's checking in, and as always, complimentary of the broadcast and rooting hard for his Tigers from D.C. Mike Nienaber, one of our favorite guys, Greg, no doubt about that.
Absolutely, a huge supporter of the program from afar.
All right, so what do you think here? 2:07 to go, down 3. What is Coach Getz telling these Tigers in the huddle right now?
You know, I think my guess right now is that he's just telling them, hey, calm, settle in, be patient. You know, you've had a couple rush shots there, right? So settle down, have faith in the system, run the offense. Just play disciplined basketball, and they're going to be just fine.
Coming out on the floor for the Beechwood Tigers, Cameron Hurriet, Cameron Boyd, Cameron Decker, triple Cameron, Scotty Drought, and Will Down.
The Cam effect.
Yeah. Let's see. Here we go. 37-34, 2:07 remaining in this third quarter.
So St. Henry ball underneath their own basket. Beechwood, as they often do, they're going 2-3 zone for the out-of-bounds play, but then they'll quickly switch to man. Bessler with the ball inside. He kicks it out to Butler. Butler penetrates and kicks it. Bessler gets the ball, pulls for 3, knocks it down.
Back-to-back 3, 6-0 run for St. Henry. They take a 40-34 lead, their biggest lead of the game.
No doubt. Again, St. Henry struggled from the three-point line this early season. But, man, they're knocked it down the second half. Stroud with the ball. St. Henry sticks man-to-man. He gets it to Decker, guarded by Teton. Stroud with the ball on the left. He goes left. Goes up strong.
It's unbelievable.
Was blocked, but, again, the foul is called on the shot. Mike, it appears to me the refs are looking to call it a little bit tighter the second half compared to the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of unhappy fans in the stands over that one. But again, now at least they're being consistent with how they're calling it this quarter.
Yeah, and Stroud would love that. Assuming he can knock down the free throws, he will feast at the free throw line the second half. First shot is good.
Coach Getz having a spirited conversation with the official on the sideline.
Second shot is short, rebounded by Bessler. Minute and a half to go. Crusaders with a 5-point lead. Shea running point. Tigers in man-to-man. Decker on Bessler. Bessler over to Shea. He finds a cutting Teton. Teton goes up strong. Over a double team, puts it in softly for two. 42-35.
Teton came into tonight averaging 7.5 points a game. He's had a nice start to the season, especially that game-winning steal and bucket against Highlands.
Mike, I was just getting ready to say, Downton's been quiet the second half. He penetrates and shoots, no good. Is that Scotty Stroud with the offensive rebound? He goes up strong. Again, fouled. He'll go to the line for another two. Mike, I stand corrected. They called that foul on the floor. Cam Herger will take it out of bounds underneath their own basket. Herger gets the ball back to Will Downton. Will Downton pulls for three.
There
Knocks
it is.
It down.
There it is.
Reminiscent of the classic play in the 35th District Championship against Cove Calf 2 years ago.
Oh,
which
wow.
the Tigers got a 4-point play out of that by Zach Dethridge. So Cameron Boyd got beat by his man. Too much body. Foul is on the floor. 42-38 with 43 seconds to go. Butler inbounds it. Gets it to Bessler. Teton. Teton kicks it out to Shea.
They're going to try to get the ball into Teton. He's against Herget. He feels good about that matchup, and that's why.
Teton again goes up strong for two. 44-38.
Coach Faust is going to keep going back to that. Tigers are going to have to figure that out.
Stroud penetrates, kicks out to Herget. In and out.
Oh, man. That would have been huge. Teton comes up with the board.
So 15 seconds to go. Crusaders will have the final shot. 44-38. Shea. Hounded by Will Downton. Kicks out to Butler. Oh, turnover.
There we go.
3.8 seconds to go.
Yep.
Gabe Ryan with the unforced turnover. Tigers will take possession.
It would be really nice to put some points on the board with this possession to get a little bit of this momentum back.
Draw with the ball, screen.
Ooh.
He may have been fouled there, but officials don't like to call fouls on those long shots to end the quarter.
Coach gets frustrated by that. But at the end of 44-38, St. Henry leads. St. Henry with a big third quarter. Beechwood is going to have to turn it around in this fourth quarter.
No doubt. St. Henry with a huge
great defense.
Quarter.
I mean, they play great defense. This spearheaded by Jude Bessler, who just had a tremendous third quarter, including a huge three
no doubt.
to cap off a 6-0 run. That put the Crusaders in the position they're in right now. He's played a great game.
Yeah, Mike, and no doubt, and statistically speaking, what we thought may have been the 1 week of St. Henry coming into this game based on, their first 4 games of the season was 3-point shooting. And, what we expected is what we saw in the first half.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the second half,
they're knocking them down.
Yeah. Which allows St. Henry to get the ball into Teton one-on-one, which we, as we've talked about quite a bit, Beechwood is not the tallest team in the world. So when Teton is one-on-one, he's going to make you pay for it.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see how Coach gets, what type of changes he makes going into this fourth quarter down by 6.
All right, on the court for the Tigers, Cameron Decker, Scotty Stroud, Cameron Boyd, Ty Evanston seeing action, and Will Downton. Brennan McNamara inbounds to Corey Shea.
Well, Mike, to answer that question, it does appear the Tigers come out in a 3-2 zone to start the fourth quarter.
Shea dribbles to the right side, gets into the corner to Ryan Butler. Butler back out to Shea, cross court to McNamara, over to Bessler, left corner. Over to McNamara, Shea. Butler back to Shea, over to McNamara, bounce pass to Bessler, left corner. Crusaders love that corner. Great defense there by Cam to get it out of there. Shea, defended by Boyd. Bounce
There it
pass
is.
there.
Oh,
And
almost.
Wow, almost a turnover. Butler over to Shea, top of the key. Good job by Cameron Boyd to get back there on Butler before he let one go. Bessler, defended by Evanston.
Tigers
McNamara
play.
into Teton, double team, Downton and Stroud. Teton stuck.
There it is.
He loses the ball.
There we go. Foul.
That's
it looks like
it
that's
right
a charge,
there.
I believe, Mike.
Yep.
Looks like Stroud was again there to take the charge. Beechwood has been known this season. I love it. Isn't
Bench
that amazing?
mob.
Mike?
Bench mob with the bowling.
So Tigers have been known. One of their calling cards on defense this year has been the zone.
Yes.
They play it with man-to-man principles. There's always a man in sight. It's a hectic zone. It's like an amoeba defense. It just tears things up. I love it.
Greg, amoeba defense.
You
I
like
love
that, Mike?
That's very nice.
Bringing back the Jerry Tarkanian days.
Scotty fires for three. He misses. Corey Shea, smallest player on the court with the rebound. Corey Shea, all heart, all hustle right there. That kid is a player. Shea over to Butler. Butler bounce pass into Teton. He kicks it out to Shea. Shea wants to fire three. Cameron Boyd, great recovery there. Kick over to Butler, who hits another St. Henry three to extend the Crew lead to 9, 47-38. Ty Evanston with the ball. Hands it off to Downton. Almost lost it there. Downton drives. Runner. No good. And a rebound by the Crew. Okay, they're going to call a foul on. That'll be on Cameron Decker. That's his second. Beechwood's fourth. 47-38, 6:33 remaining in this contest. Semifinal action, 9th Region All-A Classic. Winner will face Holy Cross more than likely tomorrow night in the championship game. Tigers full court press. Bessler over to McNamara. McNamara triple trapped.
That's
and
trouble.
Okay, 5 seconds.
Coach Faust, yes. Coach Faust wanted the timeout, did not get it in time. Tigers forced a 10-second call, Mike.
So we have to score right here. We cannot continue to not capitalize on unforced errors, turnovers.
The official just sat the ball down next to Will Downton and started counting off. These officials are taking it to a new level now.
Cameron Boyd running the point, talented sophomore. Top of the key, defended by McNamara.
That's
Bounces it into Downton. Downton spins, puts it up and in. We need to see more of that. 47-40, Scotty with the bucket. Nice job right there by Cameron Boyd with the assist. Veith back in across the timeline, and they're going to call contact on Cameron Boyd. Yep.
So that's only Beechwood's 15th foul, so they got at least 2 more to go before the 1-on-1 bonus.
McNamara will inbound. He gets it into Corey Shea, defended by Boyd. Boyd, a great defender all over Shea. Bounce pass into the corner. Butler kicks it out to Shea. Shea into Teton, or Bessler. Bessler turns and misses. Nice rebound by Cameron Decker. He gets it to Scotty. 47-40, 5:42 remaining. Scotty trapped by Butler and Bessler. He gets it to Cam Decker. Decker drives. Runner up. No good. But draws contact.
Great
Will go to the line. Nice job.
Decker taking it. I wanted the N1, Mike. I thought it was there.
I did
it
too.
It wanted to go down.
Listen,
and
he
then
just missed it. Greg, Cameron Decker is so close to being just a dominant offensive player. He's just got to get some confidence. You know, you could see some hesitation, not knowing whether or not he should attack right there. Great free throw shooters, so we should get these here. First one is good.
Thank you, Mike, for not jinxing that.
I will. Katie has already kicked me under the table to warn me to stop. Too much commentary over the free throws. We talk about it all the time over dinner. Second free throw is good. 47-42, 5:35 remaining. Okay.
All right,
now,
so Tigers on a 4-0 run right now, Mike. Let's see what they can do. Plenty of time, 5.5 to go.
Brady Moore checks in for Ty Evanston. Full court press look here. Butler bounces it over to Veith. Veith.
Oh, got the arm up.
They're going to call a
block on Downton. That could have gone either way. Downton was moving, no doubt about it. Veith did, but at the same time, Veith extended that arm. So
I thought he was going to call it on Veith. I love the theatrics from these officials tonight. They're really getting into the spirit of things.
It's like TV Teddy, man.
I know. The one and only.
Gotta love him.
Veith. Bounce
the
pass to Bessler.
On record
Crew having problems.
He's there to entertain
Bessler
the fans.
trapped. He gets it to Veith. Veith across the timeline. Bounce
charge.
pass to Butler.
There it
Butler
is.
puts
Foul.
it up and in.
Got
and a charge. Great job right there. Scotty Stroud with Scotty Stroud. Nice job.
Mike,
right,
I can't even begin to guess, but that's at least his 4th charge I think he's taken tonight. That's huge.
Absolutely it is. 47-42, 5:15 remaining. Tigers on a run. Decker bounces it into Scotty, defended by Bessler. Bessler having a fantastic game tonight, having a fantastic senior season. Brady Moore. Across the timeline, standing on the ball, defended by McNamara. Bounce pass to Downton. Downton defended by Shea. Downton, left wing. Bounces it, tried to find Scotty, but he loses it. Butler with the steal. Bounce pass to Wyatt Veith, who puts it up and in. 49-42. And St. Henry calls timeout. Yeah, St. Henry called timeout there. 4:52 remaining.
Tigers got caught watching there. Will Downton had the ball. He picked up his dribble. Nobody came to help him out, Mike.
Well, he's just trying to force. He was just trying to force it. He didn't need to right there. They had plenty of time to let something open up, and you just got to be careful of that. Again, you can't in a game like this, in a situation like this, as late as we are, you can't lose possessions like that. But still, plenty of time left.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Hey, I want to give another quick shout out to our man Kevin Dallas, the stat man, not only for the great work that he does for us to keep us updated with stats, but came into school this morning, walked into the library, and right there, stat man, pouring through old yearbooks, and I talked to him. He's putting together a history of Beechwood basketball, and he showed me some of the information that he's uncovered. Unbelievable. I mean, decades of information he's put together.
It's amazing.
Really cool
Good
stuff.
for him. I mean, my goodness. I cannot even begin to think of the time that he's putting into it.
Pretty cool. All right, Will Downton brings it up the floor, gets it to Brady. Brady, the football state championship, one of the many heroes of that game with a big block extra point. He bounces it over to Will. Will fires it inside to Scotty. Scotty puts it up. And it falls. He gets his own rebound, puts it up, and there it is, 49-44. Good job. Tigers looking for Scotty inside, and Scotty being very effective. Veith brings it up the floor, gets it to Butler. Butler into the corner to Ravenscraft. He kicks it out to Veith, defended by Will Rolfe. Veith dribbles to his left, now back to his right. Gets it to Shea, top the key over to Butler. Butler left wing. Butler behind his back. Gets it to Ravenscraft. Ravenscraft defended by Moore. Back to Butler. Butler drives baseline.
Charge!
Kicks it out.
Got it!
They're going to call a charge. Another charge on Ryan Butler. Great call by Kevin Spacey, who is just a remarkable actor. And I walked past him in the before the game. I walked past. He was walking in. I was delighted to see him here tonight. Great call right there. 4:04 remaining, 49-44. I thought about the autograph, Katie, but not tonight. Being around celebrities makes me nervous. Brady Moore brings it up the floor. 4 minutes remaining. Brady across the timeline, defended by Veith. Brady, a big game athlete. Bounce pass over to Scotty, left wing, defended by Bessler. Finds Brady Moore, runner, misses it, draws contact. Foul will be called on Gabe Ryan, and Coach Getz going to that play. We're seeing it. He's going to run it until they stop it.
Great job by Brady Moore. He went to set the screen, slipped it, backdoor cut right to the basket, and it was there.
Tigers in the double bonus. Brady, 66.7 free throw shooter this year, and he misses the first one. It's a big free throw right here, Greg. Second free throw. Up, off the front of the rim, no good, and Ravenscraft comes up with it.
All right, two-possession game. Mike, still plenty of time.
Veith, defended by Downton. Veith gets it across the timeline to Bessler. Bessler to Corey Shea, standing on the Tiger ball. Over to Gabe Ryan, left wing. Over to Veith, left corner. Three, no good. Gets his own rebound, Greg, and he's going to put it up and in. 51-44. That one hurts.
Will Downton, I think, got a finger on that, but then he failed to block out. He's got to box out Veith, who fouled his own shot. Beautiful putback.
Rolfe, top of the key, dribbles between his legs. Now to his left. Gets it to Downton. Downton fires for three. Hits it. There it is.
Makes up for it.
51-47. Tigers call timeout. Huge three. Downton, a long-range bomber this season. That was huge right there, Greg. That puts us right in it.
That's what you got to love out of players. In a tight game, clearly Will Downton made a defensive mistake by not boxing out. He comes back the other end and says, I'm going to make up for this.
Yeah.
Knocks down a huge three.
You've just seen so much growth in him in so many areas this year. He's got college Division I scouts looking at him. He's going to be a big-time college player. It's just great to see him developing. Coach Getz and his staff have done such a great job. But, Will's he's got a great family. He's got a great coaching staff around him. I mean, this is going to happen. But just a huge shot, and he's really, really dangerous from outside this year. Really, I looked at the numbers. I didn't realize he was 6 for 12 coming into tonight. Awesome.
Yeah, some college coach is going to find himself a heck of a player.
Absolutely. No,
you know,
I agree.
He's an uncut gem at this point. Because
Totally.
He is. Don't get me wrong. He's vastly skilled. He's vastly talented. He has so much athleticism, but he's going to have to put on some weight at that next level. And he's going to do that. You know, that's something you can do to a player. You can't teach athleticism. You can't teach hops, but you sure as heck get a kid in the weight room, and that's what's going to happen. He's going to blossom at the next level, no doubt about it.
No doubt. 3:06 remaining. Fourth quarter, 51-47. St. Henry leads. 9th Region All-A Classic semifinals. Bessler gets it into Shea. Back to Bessler. Bessler defended by Decker, brings it up the floor. Dribbles between his legs, spins, trapped by Decker.
Good double.
But he gets it to Shea. Shea bounces it in to Ryan. Ryan kicks it out to Veith.
Veith hesitant.
Dribbles to his left. Thought he was going to fire the three there, but he thought better of it. Gets it out to Shea. Shea over to Ryan. Back to Shea. Shea over to Ravenscraft, left wing.
Tigers mixing it up on the defensive end. They've gone back to man-to-man now.
We need a stop here. Shea.
Switching
Bessler.
everything.
Bessler over to Ryan. Ryan. Bounce pass into Veith, and Veith draws contact. Foul will be called on Cameron Hurgett.
That'll be on the floor. 2 minutes, 31 seconds to go. Tigers down by 4. Tigers are now in the bonus, so we'll have a 1-on-1 from Veith.
Wyatt Veith, 29 of 35 from the line for 87.9% from the year. Rarely misses. And the first one falls, 52-47.
Mike, you did your best there, buddy. I appreciate it.
I tried. Wyatt Veith teaches kids all over Northern Kentucky how to shoot free throws. He hasn't missed a free throw in quite some time. I believe this is going to be yet another one, and it is. I tried. I couldn't get there. 53-47, 6-point lead for the Crew. Scotty brings the ball down the floor, defended by Bessler. Dribbles between his legs. Gets it over to Rolfe in the corner. Into Decker.
Go to work, Decker.
Spins, puts it up, misses, and a rebound by Wyatt Veith. Veith kicks it over to Corey Shea across the timeline. Shea will be fouled by Will Downton. Will frustrated, but it's the right. Unfortunately, it's the right call. 2:10 remaining, fourth quarter.
Tigers got to be careful. They're in the bonus. The last thing you want to do is put St. Henry to the line right now.
Corey Shea, 3 of 9 from the free throw line. And that one rolls off. So there we go. Okay, that's
so off on Bessler. I stand corrected, Mike. You know, overall as a team, but that's maybe their one weak point from the free throw line. So good foul. I totally stand corrected.
Yes, that's what Will meant to do, I'm sure there.
Absolutely.
Downton kicks it to Rolfe. Rolfe brings it across the timeline. Rolfe dribbles to the free throw line, kicks it out to Downton, left wing. Downton defended by Shea. Downton gets it into Scotty, but Bessler knocks it away. Downton recovers it, kicks it out to Rolfe, over to Decker, left wing. Decker, jumper.
Got it!
He falls, and he draws contact. Fantastic shot, big-time shot right there by Cameron Decker, who is continuing to have a fantastic game from the floor.
Mike, I cannot begin to say, put into words what an amazing, difficult, huge play that is in this possession with 1:47 to go.
All right. Here we go. Decker, big free throw here. 147. Free throw is good.
One possession game, Mike.
Tigers cut the lead to 3. Crew with the ball.
Tigers
Beechwood
again
bench.
coming out full court, man-to-man pressure, looking to create a little chaos.
Veith bringing it up the middle of the floor again. He gets it to Shea. Left side of the floor down.
There it is, double team.
He's trapped by Moore and Hurgett. He gets it into Bessler. Bessler loses it, and they're going to call a foul on Scotty. Scotty not happy about that call, but unfortunately that's not going to matter here.
No.
And Bessler will head to the line. Bessler, again, as we talked about, great free throw shooter. That's the last I'll say of it. Coach Getz directing Will Rolfe on what to do here in the next possession. Bessler, free throw, falls. 54-50. Bessler's second free throw is up and good. 55-50. And St. Henry will call a timeout here, up 55-50, 1:38 remaining in the fourth quarter. 9th Region All-A Classic semifinals. Winner of this game will take on Holy Cross, more than likely tomorrow night in the championship game, for a chance to advance to the state All-A Classic, which will be played at Eastern Kentucky University. Greg, 1.5 left. What's Coach Getz telling his players right now?
Yeah, Mike, you're still looking at a two-possession game, so certainly no reason to panic. No reason, more importantly, no reason to force things, all right? You got plenty of time. Just be patient on offense. I think probably what you're going to see here, Mike, is they're probably going to look to either force – they're probably going to post Drought up inside.
Yeah.
You know, that's been effective all night. The question is, okay, if he gets fouled, can he go to the line and knock down 2? Because that's what you got to have right now. So, you know, you got the three-headed monster right now out of Beechwood. Cam Decker has really stepped up this game. Maybe you look to get him the ball.
Yes, he has.
Or maybe you got Will Doughton knocking down a 3. But, you know, my guess is – you're going to look to Scotty Drought inside. Maybe he pulls a double team and he can kick it out for an easy jumper.
All right, coming onto the floor for the Tigers, 5 seniors, Cameron Decker, Will Downton, Scotty Drought, Will Rolfe, and Cameron Herget. Tigers get the ball in. Rolfe brings it up the floor. He's defended by Ryan Butler. Rolfe across the timeline, left wing bounce pass to Herget. Herget loses it, recovers it, gets it over to Rolfe. Rolfe, there
inside.
it is. He gets it into Scotty. Scotty turns. Oh, ball will be tipped out of bounds. It will still be Beechwood ball. So again, St. Henry expecting that, knew it was coming, and did a nice job there on the. I
believe that was Ravenscraft. Excellent double team. Mike, I'm not real sure who's Ravenscraft is guarding, but that's probably who you need to look at kicking it out right now.
Absolutely.
There's Ravenscraft again on the double team. I believe he's coming off a Herget, Mike. I
think
could
he
be
is.
wrong.
Yeah. All right, Herget inbounds from the side.
Well, Downton on
gets
the curl.
It to Downton, right corner. Downton over to Herget. Herget thought about a 3, but gets it in. Scotty puts it up.
Beautiful.
And in. 55-52. 3-point lead for the Crew. 1:12 remaining.
All right, Mike, over a minute to go. No need to foul at this point. You can play good, solid defense and hope to get a stop or a turnover.
Veith brings it up to the left side of the floor, defended by Downton. Veith left wing, back to the basket, brings it back out. 58 seconds remaining. Clock ticking.
St. Henry, let's see what they want to do. I imagine they may just go 4 corners and try and run out the clock, force Beechwood to foul him.
Bessler gets it over to Shea, left wing. Shea defended by Rolfe. Shea dribbles to his left, now back to his right, gets it to Butler. Butler trapped, but gets rid of it to Bessler on the right side of the floor.
I think you're going to see Beechwood look to trap, try and get a steal. About 30 seconds to go. If they don't have it yet, look for a foul.
There it is, and that's who they wanted to foul. Shea, 3 of 10 on the season, 30% free throw shooter. That's exactly what you wanted to do there. Now let's hope that.
Excellent scouting report by the Beechwood Tigers, knowing their personnel.
Yes, yep. 33.8 seconds remaining in the contest, 55-52, 9th Region All-A Classic semifinals. Shea, free throw, falls, 56-52.
All right, 2-possession game, Mike. Tigers going to have to go to the basket quick. Either get a score or a foul.
Second free throw, falls, 57-52, 5-point lead for the Crew. Herget gets it into Downton.
Got to push it.
Coming down the left side of the floor, across the timeline. Left wing defended by Shea. 25 seconds, top of the key. Will spins, looking for Scotty. Scotty defended tightly. Will gets it over to Rolfe. 19.7 seconds remaining. Coach Getz calls timeout, and right there, what we saw was Will was looking for Scotty, and Scotty defended tightly again the whole game by Jude Bessler.
Absolutely. And again, you know, both teams known for their defensive prowess. It's no surprise that, you know, number one, we're at a 5-point game with 19 seconds to go, a tight game. But, you know, Tigers looked a little bit out of their rhythm. They're unable to set up the set that they wanted to in that situation.
Well, tip your cap to the Crusaders and Coach Faust in their defensive effort here in the second half. I mean, they just really have turned it up. They turned on the afterburners here.
No doubt. St. Henry is certainly a program that has mutual respect from the Tigers.
Well,
they do things the right way. They're well coached. They play hard. You know, everything you want out of a basketball program.
All right, here we go. Herget. And they're going to call a foul on Will Downton.
Oh, my goodness, Mike.
Yeah, that's I'm not sure in that situation why you call that foul there, but
no kidding.
Regardless, it will be Crusaders ball.
Dead ball, offensive foul. You got to be kidding me. A little bit of acting there, Mike.
All right, Veith will inbound. Tigers will be going after this ball. 19.4 seconds remaining, 57-52. Veith defended by Downton. Bounces it into Shea.
Got a
Shea,
foul.
yeah,
Got a foul.
got to get that foul there. All right, so they do get the foul. Shea will go back to the line, but a few 2 seconds gone off the clock there. 15.7 seconds remaining in the game. Crew lead by 5. Shea will go back to the line. Shea knocked down 2 big free throws around the 1 minute mark.
And that's, Mike, is that Will Doughton's 5th? I believe it is. Coach Get's going to take full advantage of his 30 seconds to substitute.
Coach Get's communicating exactly what he wants to see here in the last 15 seconds. All right, looks like big win by Holy Cross over Heritage. Not unexpected at all. Holy Cross will advance to the finals of the All-A Classic tomorrow night. Holy Cross led by Jacob Meyer, Brandon McClendon, Jeremiah Hicks, and Blake Robinson. Shea at the line. First free throw falls. 3 in a row for Corey Shea. 58-52. Second free throw is good. 59-52. And St. Henry calls timeout of 59-52, 15.7 seconds remaining. Those are big free throws, Greg.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, and that's, you know, we knew coming in that's one of St. Henry's strengths. Excellent free throw shooting team.
Once again, I want to give a big shout out to our loyal supporters and friends at both Saddle Club and Bleachers streaming the game tonight. Also cannot forget to also give a tip of the cap to our friends at Herb and Thelma's who also have streamed our games from time to time. 3
Absolutely.
fantastic establishments. Guys, thank you so much. We can't wait to see you guys in person again. Sweet Lou, BB, Julie, you know that'll happen soon. Guys, thank you so much. All right, Greg, what do you think here? 15.7 seconds. What's Coach Getz saying right now?
7-point game, you're going straight to the rim. You know, you got to get a quick bucket followed by a foul. Hopefully you can get an and one. You know, you don't have time to mess around. You just got to go. So you're either pulling a 3 or you're going straight to the rim.
All right, resetting. 59-52. St. Henry leads. 15.7 seconds remaining. Cam Decker will inbound from the baseline. Cam gets it into Cameron Boyd. Boyd up the left side of the floor. Boyd gets it in and actually kicked out of bounds by Wyatt Veith. He was trying to hit Herget in that left corner. 12.1 seconds remaining. Herget will inbound right in front of Coach McBride. Next to the Hall of Famer, Coach Ward. Herget looking, gets it out, ball tipped away, and will go out of bounds once again. Tipped away by the Crew. And Cameron Boyd almost able to get to it, but goes out of bounds. 10 seconds remaining. Crew making it tough on the Tigers getting the ball in right now. Herget on the baseline, gets it to Rolfe. He kicks it to Hergs, who fires for 3, misses it, and Reed Ravenscraft comes up with the board. No foul, and that will do it. St. Henry behind a fantastic defensive second half effort led by Jude Bessler. They knock off Beechwood 59-52 in the semifinal match of the All-A 9th Region All-A Classic. They will advance to the championship game tomorrow night where they will face Holy Cross for a chance at a berth in the state All-A Classic. Congratulations to the Crew, Coach Faust, Jude Bessler, and his crew of seniors. Fantastic effort by those young men. Beechwood, on the other hand, you know, unfortunately, you know, just you know, ran up against a buzzsaw here in the second half, and you know. Again, we talked about taking advantage of opportunities, and in the second half, St. Henry did. Beechwood, unfortunately, unable to. Tough loss, Greg.
Yeah, Mike, no doubt. And you know what? It's a tale of two halves, kind of what we talked about at halftime. Unfortunately, the Tigers could not continue their hot outside shooting into the second half, and that was the difference maker in the first half. When this Beechwood team is able to knock down open jumpers, it makes them almost unguardable because it just opens things up. They're able to spread the floor. So they were not able to spread the floor and get those lanes to penetrate in the second half. Now, with that all being said, Mike, certainly these boys have nothing to hang their head over.
Yeah, I mean,
St. Henry is such a well-respected program, a talented team. They went toe-to-toe with them tonight, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately, and I'm sure that Coach Getz is disappointed and heartbroken as he is, and we both know that he is. I'm sure the message he's relaying to these young men, other than the finer coaching points, the X's and O's, in the grand scheme of things, this game doesn't matter. You know, I mean, it's you move on now. You move on, and we have a 9th region tournament to win.
That's right, Mike. And something all A teams in the state talk about this. Before the season starts, it's okay. What are our team goals? One of them is, hey, win the All A region, go on, compete for a state championship in the All A.
Yeah.
But you know what? Yeah, it's rough. You hate not to be able to check that box, but at the same time, there's bigger goals, and those bigger goals are, okay, now go in and win your district, win your regional, go down for the Sweet 16, the best state tournament in the country.
Yeah, and I think that there's it may be cliche and it may be overused, but I mean, I think when you do lose games like this, it's easy to put the head down and let it affect the rest of your season. But I mean, I think there's a lot that these young men can learn. I mean, the test of their mettle will be, what do they learn from this game moving forward?
Absolutely, no doubt.
And how do you improve? How do you get better? How do you get stronger? And how do you take advantage of opportunities more often than not? And and the other thing is, you just got to get better at free throw shooting.
Sure.
And I mean, I know that's a frustration point for Coach Getz right now,
Yeah.
and that will come. But in a game like this, and we don't have the final stat sheet, but you have to shoot 80%.
Absolutely.
And we're just not there. But
St. Henry. That's the epitome of a team that, hey, you got to capitalize against them. You got to capitalize on every opportunity. And unfortunately, in the second half, the Tigers weren't able to do that.
Now with all that being said, there were some great performances tonight.
No doubt.
You have to look at Cameron Decker. He let me look here real quick. Cameron Decker finishes with 14 points, a season high 14 points. That was it was an impressive effort, especially in the first half from Cam, and he is continuing to develop. He's continuing to grow, and he continue to work as hard as he is, and I know he is. I see it in the building every day. I mean, the kid works nonstop, extra outside of practice. Think about what that means for him and for this team as an offensive unit as we get to the postseason. I mean, so great job by him, knocking down threes. Yeah, he hit that jumper and drew contact in the fourth quarter. It was you don't see a lot of high school kids knocking down those jumpers, a foot and a half in front of the free throw line. So that was nice to see. Also, Scotty Droud, kudos to him. Finishes with a double-double, 17 game team high 17 points and 11 rebounds, also with 5 assists.
Man, Droud battled tonight.
He
Mike.
did battle, and the thing is, I mean, he may have, and we knew Jude Vessler was a great defensive player. We've seen that. We've seen him battle Scotty for years, but my Lord, that young man, he might be the best defensive player in the region.
Vessler's an
I mean, he played great tonight. Now, that being said, Scotty finishes with a double-double and, a few more, and he's approaching triple-double numbers. So great performance by Scotty, and again, until the very end, we did not see a lot of, we didn't see the Tigers, and it's because they're seniors, but we didn't see a lot of, frustration where it led to multiple possessions of not doing anything. We saw some of that last year because they were younger. They've grown. Will Doughton, fantastic game, especially in the first 3 quarters, knocking down threes. He hit a big 3 in the fourth quarter. The growth there. So, we're moving on to the regular season. This is over. It was a lost opportunity, but so what? This is gonna be a great run for this team towards a 9th region title, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, Mike. This is one of those measuring stick games. You face a top 10 team in the state. There's no such thing as moral victories. Those kids are upset and disappointed in the locker room right now.
Yes.
But at the same time, you get like we said earlier, and it bears repeating. It's definitely not a game you hang your head over. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're gonna take away. These kids are going to take away so much from this loss tonight that it's going to make them a better team overall for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. So, for those of you still listening, we want to thank everyone for spending your evening with us and listening to the Tigers battle in this 9th Region All-A Classic semifinal game. This is our second Boxcast production, and we're excited to be able to bring you video with audio. So we appreciate your dedication and your love of the program. Tiger Nation, Greg Polyear, stronger than ever.
Well, thanks, buddy. Again, I'm just here to keep the seat warm for you, brother. I appreciate you carrying me as always.
I don't know about that. I think Katie gets the MVP here, and in a lot of ways, we do the easy work. But also want to, aside from thanking Tiger Nation, want to thank Tim Lillard and Brandon Von Braun for their technical support to the program. Without those two guys and without Katie, us two rum-dums would have a very hard time turning any of this equipment on. So
she's the brains behind the voices. That's for darn sure.
Yeah, and thank you as always to Ryan Booth, who continues to support us in every possible way that he can, and we thank him for that. Also, congratulations to St. Henry. We wish them all. We wish them all luck in the world, and we will be rooting for the crew tomorrow night. And should they win and advance downstate, we'll be rooting for them down there. That's just a great program with a great coach, one of the most underrated coaches in the state.
And Mike, I agree with you 100%. I'm not disagreeing with you, but how is he underestimated and underappreciated? I just don't get it. You know what I mean?
But you agree with me. I know, but
100%.
Yeah,
because that's how it is. That's a perception of Faust, and I've never understood it. It's always been that way. He has been so successful
for so long,
and he's running a program the right way.
Yes, absolutely. And you talk about a guy that understands the importance of developing, much like Coach Getz, understands the importance of developing a program from the grassroots level, down to your 4th and 5th grade level. I mean, the crew, their pipeline of young players playing throughout grade school leagues and middle school leagues, down at Turner's where basketball boys become men.
That's right, Mike.
That's he understands that. He's put that into place, put that into action with his staff and his athletic department, and that's why this team is so successful. I just think it's a shame that when you ask people around the state who the best coaches in the 9th Region are, you hear Ruth Satch, you hear Listerman, you even hear Eric Getz, and that one I think he's the best coach in the state.
Doubt.
But a lot of times you don't hear Dave Faust. Dave Faust should be mentioned
Mike.
He should be mentioned not only in the 9th but also across the state as one of the best coaches. And here's the thing, last thing I'll say about it. He just doesn't get he hasn't historically gotten the same talent that other teams have. So he may be doing more with less than anyone.
Here's a prediction from me, Mike, about St. Henry and Dave Faust. Now, we know the pipeline, the cupboard's going to be a little shallow next year. The little bare, I should say, is 10 out of 12 seniors or 10 out of 12 players are seniors and graduating. But I think St. Henry, they might be a team. They got the coach. They got the facilities. I think you're going to see their talent significantly improve over the next couple of years, and I don't want to go into it too much, but I think at the end of the day, kids that want to go play at a Catholic school in Northern Kentucky, they might be getting a little disenfranchised at another Catholic school, so they may be looking at St. Henry.
I totally agree with you. All right, we have Coach Eric Getz here with us for a few minutes. Coach, tough loss tonight. Talk to us about your thoughts on the game.
I thought it was two really good teams, probably, at least theoretically, the two best teams in the All-A state. It's unfortunate we got to meet in the regional semifinals. 9th Region is by far the toughest A region in the state. Our senior class and their senior class have been battling each other since middle school, and it's been back and forth. I think we're pretty good. I think they're pretty good. Yeah. I thought it was hard-fought ball game, could have gone either way. They're just a little more ready at this stage to win a game like that than we are.
Yeah. Coach, talk about a little bit about your game plan coming into this game. I mean, obviously you have a lot of respect for Coach Faust. I think especially when you look at the first half, you had to have been thrilled to death with where you're sitting at halftime. You all were knocking down threes, which allowed you to spread the floor, get some penetration. Unfortunately, I don't think you probably shot, although I don't have the final stats, you probably didn't shoot the ball as well in the second half.
I'd say we didn't. I think we shot it terribly in the third quarter when they came back and took the lead. I thought we had a real opportunity in the first half. We let go by the boards. They had Veith with 2 fouls sitting. I really give credit to their role players. Our game plan, you asked about our game plan, was I think Cam Decker is probably as equipped as anybody to try to guard a really good player in Wyatt Veith. I thought he did a tremendous job with help from Will Downton at times. Bessler's a tough matchup for anybody. I thought Cam Herget did a really good job on him. Offensively, the first half we really struggled from two. The whistle, they weren't calling much going to the basket, and we talked before the game about them rallying to the ball, their physicality with Bessler on Drought. He's a really good, rugged defender, and they were letting him play, and we weren't getting to the free throw line. So we talked at halftime about continuing to kick the ball out, and I don't think we did enough of it. And then when you do, you gotta knock them in, and we didn't have the supporting three balls that some of their guys hit in huge situations, whether it be, not really their guards. Bessler hit one, but I think three of their guards made 3-point shots that were backbreakers at critical junctures, either when we had the lead or when we were getting close to the lead. So I give them credit for their ability to do that, and we didn't get that production. We didn't have enough guys put the ball in the basket tonight.
Back to Cameron Decker. Talk about his first half where he knocks down 3 big threes. Fourth quarter, he hits a jumper, draws contact, goes to the line, knocks that down. Cam Decker improving, showing flashes that he can be a offensive weapon. Talk about his game and his what the rest of the season looks like for him.
He's a really talented player, and he's one of those guys where you wait for the light to come on.
Right.
We've talked to him all preseason about the fact that he becomes a matchup issue because we don't have a true 5. So when you're playing against a team like this that does have a true 5 that plays quite a bit in Teton, that he becomes a matchup problem. So he shot 4-10 tonight, did a great job on Veith, had 14 points. He didn't rebound as much tonight because he's focusing more on taking away really a perimeter player. But I thought our defense overall was outstanding. I thought what lacked, if anything, tonight was our rebounding wasn't as good as it has been, and we talked about that. We got out-rebounded for the first time all year, 34-25. And at the end of the day, that's probably the difference. We've been running down a lot of rebounds. We've been defensive rebounding the ball collectively very well, and we didn't do as good a job tonight. We talked about that would likely be the difference. I think we're two of the best rebounding teams in Northern Kentucky. They prevailed in that aspect tonight, and I think that's another one of the keys to their victory.
Yeah, Coach, you don't need to go into specifics or detail, but talk a little bit about what you said to the kids after the game because, yes, I know, I'm sure you all are heartbroken after this loss, but at the same time, nothing to hold your head over because you went toe-to-toe with a very good team tonight.
Well, I told them that there are reasons that we lost the game tonight. Now's not the time to talk about them. It's a very emotional night, especially when you have 6 seniors. So I told them the seniors will have a captain's meeting with Coach Volpenheim on Monday, as they usually do on Mondays, and any issues or thoughts they have about tonight, they can share them there, and then they'll get mine. So our conversation was about moving forward. And, I've talked before about the A. It's a blessing and a curse. The blessing is you get 2 shots at it when you have a really good team. You get 2 shots at a regional title and a state title. And the curse is how you respond after it can make or break the rest of your season. So when you win the A, like St. Henry or Holy Cross will, how do you bounce back from the elation of that high, that victory? And we didn't handle it well when we won it a couple of years ago. And then how do you bounce back from the low of losing a tough game? I didn't think we handled it that great last year. 2 years ago, we were in the same gym, lost a 1-possession game to a really good Newport team. I thought we were better, but we lost. We didn't get it done, and we bounced back with the greatest season in school history. The good thing about this A is that it is so early in the year that you got plenty of time now to get ready. And the comment I made to him was, the way the schedule worked out with all of this stuff, I think really hindered us tonight. St. Henry is a really battle-tested team.
No doubt.
And they've played a heck of a schedule already and have been in, 3 really close games against 3 really good teams. We haven't had that luxury. We're not battle-tested enough yet. Our sophomore hasn't been out there in this kind of level game before. Our role players, still are finding themselves, and we haven't been in a circumstance where we've had to face adversity before, So we didn't handle it well tonight, and it's the difference in the game, or another difference in the game anyway.
Yeah, Coach, you went right into my next question, and that is that St. Henry's schedule. They played a brutal schedule to begin to see this odd, strangely odd early season. They beat Highlands. It come down, down by 5 in the final seconds, and they beat Highlands, lose by 2 to Lexington Catholic. I mean, they've played a brutal schedule. But such a huge upside, Coach. I'm sure, you feel excited going into the rest of the season because, you got the bulk of the season ahead of you. So, and obviously this team has so much potential, so much room to grow going forward.
3 things there. The schedule just worked out the way the schedule worked out. I mean, it's been a nightmare to schedule.
Sure.
Brossard's got a couple injuries, or they're a much better team.
Yeah.
That you face out of the gate. Grant County's young, is what it is. I thought Cincinnati Dawn was better than they've been in the past. I thought that was a nice challenge for us, but not to this level. So secondly, I told them that I've had a great deal of fun the preseason, early season coaching this group. I think they've made big strides collectively and individually to get where we need to be. I just don't think we're there yet. If this thing were another month later like it usually is,
no doubt,
maybe we would be there. We're just not there yet. And lastly, I told them that we're awfully blessed to be playing any basketball games right now. So we need to be enjoying every opportunity that we get, and they need to decide, starting with the seniors, how it is they're going to approach the rest of their season. They can go home and feel sorry for themselves tonight, but we practice on Monday, and it all better be left at the door. And if it's not, then don't play.
Coach, we appreciate your time tonight. We're looking forward to the rest of the season. Tough loss tonight, but we're looking forward to a big rest of the season. We'll see you on Tuesday night against Newport.
Hey, guys.
Thank you.
Take care, Coach.
All right. So, Greg, as we mentioned, heartbreaking loss, and this one thing that I will, you and I and Katie and those that have had the luck and the blessing to get to know Coach Getz and who he is. He is heartbroken right now.
He is, and we all know.
The man wears his heart on his sleeve, and But I will tell you, and before we go any further, I have so much respect for that man for coming up and talking to us after a game like that.
I don't think there's many coaches that would do that.
Listen, he does it every time, man.
Not many coaches
so
that will
much
do
about
that
man's character. But yeah, a tough loss. And we just, I'm sure those of you listening could hear it in Coach Getz's voice. But that's why he's one of the best coaches in the state.
When
he wears it.
Yeah, he's a fantastic coach. Nobody. I've been fortunate enough to be around a lot of coaches. And, he's one of the best game planners I've seen as far as, breaking down film, scouting teams. And that's probably one thing, Mike, quite honestly, that makes this so difficult right now. You're 4 games into the season, you're going to the All-A Classic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I would say we know Beechwood did it. I would say a lot of other teams did it. They didn't show all their sets, leading up to this. They ran a lot of vanilla offense. And at the end of the day, you're going to game plan. You're going to game plan more based on the individual players and what their strengths and weaknesses are, versus the sets and what they're doing as a team. And for any coach, that makes it more difficult. So it's just, and again, Coach Getz will never make excuses for a loss. But at the end of the day, it's got to be tough coming into something that means so much to you as a competitor, but not being able to game plan and scout the way you want to.
Yeah, I mean, we're also talking about, this is Coach Getz is a man who is, he's coached in multiple All-A state classics. He's won a state championship 2012 with Holy Cross, that great team he had with Jake Berger and Tony Campbell. He wanted this one this year because of this group of seniors. He's now that's gone, and now we're moving on. It's a tough one, man. I did not think that we would lose this game.
No.
And I hate to see that for him, but I do expect, as we've talked about, a great rest of the year. And that will start on Tuesday night against Newport. We will play here at 7:30.
Yeah.
Newport lost a lot of players, and they're struggling this year. They're 1-2. They barely edged Ludlow 55-48. They lost to Compton and Holy Cross by 18, 77-49, and they got mollywhipped by Newport Central Catholic to open their season 77-44. So from that perspective, it's a good matchup for us on Tuesday, and hopefully the boys will come in, putting this behind them,
Right.
ready to take care of business against Coach Snap and his crew. And they need to have that attitude on Tuesday night.
Yeah, Mike, and that's now unfortunately Beechwood's had a little bit of a soft schedule so far. Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
We all know the challenges of a schedule in a pandemic year.
Right.
But the good news is, and nothing against Newport. Coach Snap is an excellent coach,
Yep.
but he just doesn't have the talent. So this is a good game for Beechwood to say to themselves, let's focus on us right now. Let's focus on us. Let's get better as a team. We're not talking about Newport until it's time for that game to start at 7 o'clock. So
next Friday night, Beechwood will travel to Lexington Christian, a rematch of the football Class 2A state championship game, and I think so. That will be quite an atmosphere down there for that one. That will be next Friday night at 7:30. Lexington Christian hoops off to a 3-2 start with wins over Trinity Christian, Frankfort, and Western Hills. They lost to Lexington Catholic and Paul Lawrence Dunbar. So that should be a good matchup as well. And then next Saturday night we will, and let's see if that's at home or away. Next Saturday night we're at home, 5 o'clock tip-off versus Ryle. So, a good, should be a good get healthy week and, get mentally, back into the position we need to be in after a tough loss like this. But, again, my final thought on this is heartbreaking, but so what? Doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything. And Mike, there's really a lot of positives to take away from this game.
Yeah,
there really is.
Yeah, I mean, it's a supremely talented senior heavy team that is getting better, and don't discount how good and how dangerous this St. Henry team is. This is as good as St. Henry was last year. This is a better St. Henry team this year.
No doubt.
So, folks, with that, we are going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you once again to Ryan Booth, Tim Lillard, and Brandon Von Brom. Thank you to Katie for her production duties tonight, and we will see everyone on Tuesday night against Newport. Have a great weekend. Greg, any final thoughts?
No, brother. I think we've covered it.
All right. Have a great weekend, Tiger Nation. Go Tigers.